Hello, welcome back to Numerology for Everyone. This is lesson 3, and we're going to talk about character numbers. If this is the first time you're hearing about character numbers, you might want to visit the previous video to see how we calculate our own character numbers in numerology. Once again, we're just starting out, so it would be really helpful if you could like, share, and subscribe to our channel. In lesson 2, we learned how to generate our own numerological chart from which we identified the character number, strength, and weaknesses of the person from the chart. At the end of the lesson, I left some charts below which you guys could try on your own. Have you guys tried it? If you want to try it now, please pause the video and take a second to calculate the charts. So, for the first chart, we have a baby who is born on the 1st of January 2023. The chart is fairly simple, and if you did it correctly, you should get a person with a character 9, strength 7, and weakness 2. The second chart is a little bit more tricky. For people born in years ending with 00, like those from 1900 or the 2000, the 00 is computed to a 5 instead. So a person born on 20th August 2000 with a character 8, strength 7, and weakness 1. For the final homework chart, if nothing goes wrong, you should get a chart which shows character 4, strength 2, and weakness 2. Do you know who this chart belongs to? Make a guess and be sure to leave it in the comments below. So to recap, the character number is the number in the bottommost triangle, and today we're going into greater detail on how to understand the character numbers. Before we get there, I'd like to cover just two metaphysical concepts that will be used in numerology. The first one is the Chinese philosophical concept of yin and yang. It is a notion of duality, that everything can be separated into either a yin or a yang nature, and the balance between the two must be maintained. To give you a better feel of what yin and yang means, I've listed some examples using opposite pair of words. So between light and dark, light is yang and dark is considered yin. So between active and passive, active is considered yang and passive is considered yin. So the same goes for upwards and downwards, hot and cold, inwards and outwards, and masculine and feminine. Because we're dealing with numerology, I would like you to remember that odd numbers are considered yang and even numbers are considered yin. Don't worry if you cannot remember them all at once, because with time you'll get a better feeling of what they are, and everything will become much easier. Now, just using yin and yang may not be sufficient to classify everything. To give you an additional level of detail, we need to use the concept of 5 elements. Things can be assigned one of the 5 elements, and their interactions can be then further explained using the chart. So there are 2 basic interactions of the 5-element chart that we'll be looking into, and these are the production cycle, represented using the thick lines, and the controlling cycle, represented using the thin lines. Let's first talk about the production cycle. The key here is not to remember the cycle, but to rationalize it and get a better feel of it. Are you ready? So wood can be used to fuel a fire, like how we use firewood to start a fire when we are camping. After the fire has gone out, all that is left are ashes that are returned to the earth. So fire forms earth. The earth contains minerals and metals that are important for us. And the metal can be used to create pails and pots that hold water. Finally, the water in there is used to water plants to grow more wood. For the controlling cycle, it can be similarly derived using rationalization. So, trees by the means of roots hold the soil very tightly. The soil can absorb water and retain them within. Water can be used to quench fire, and fire is often used to heat and melt metal, which can be used to form axes and other tools to chop wood. So these ideas and rationalizations may not be the best for you, so it'd be helpful if you came up with your own rationalization, and that will help you remember the production and controlling cycle much more easily. Be sure to share them in the comments below. Now that we have understood what the 5 elements and their interactions look like, we can assign elements to the character numbers. 1 and 6 are metal numbers, 2 and 7 are assigned the water element, and so on and so forth. If we further split them into yin and yang, we can say that 1 is a yang metal and 6 is a yin metal. Cool, right? So to recap what we talked about in this lesson, we first discussed 2 main metaphysical concepts which will be used in numerology. Firstly, the yin and yang notion of duality, and secondly, we talked about the 5 elements and their production and controlling cycles. Each character number can then be assigned an element, as well as a yin and yang. But we only managed to do that for the metal numbers 1 and 6. Do you think you can do it for the rest of the number? Have a go at it. In this lesson, we will take a step further and look at what individual character number means by drawing the meaning from the elements as well as the symbols that each number presents. So be sure to stay tuned for the next lesson and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.